9 through 11. And I want us to talk mostly about chapter 11, where Jesus raises Lazarus from the dead. This is a story most of you guys know, but I kind of want to dive farther into it, because when you first read it, you think, oh, this is another miracle Jesus does. But in reality, there's so many layers to it. So how it goes is Martha and Mary come running to Jesus, and they tell Jesus about the death of Lazarus. And Lazarus loves Mary and Martha, and he also loves Lazarus. And so he sees their pain, and he also has pain and begins to be emotional and cry. Now, why does he do that? And why does he get sad knowing that he has the power to raise Lazarus, knowing that he will raise Lazarus? The only way I can think it in our terms is when you see someone sad, even though you may not be sad, you kind of feel their emotion because you care for them. And I think that's what Jesus is doing, is that he cares for them so much. He doesn't want them to see him pain, and he joins them in their pain, knowing that their pain will be delivered. And he does the same thing for us. I don't think when we go through bad times and we go through hard times and we're crying out to God, and even though he knows that he can or will deliver us from these hard times, I think he also feels our emotion, and he also can be sad. So Jesus says, it was good that I wasn't there when he died, because wait until you see what I'm about to do. Because if I were there and I kept him from dying, or I raised him, shortly after he died, you wouldn't give God the glory. He's been dead for days. And when I raise him from the dead, all the credit will be given to Jesus. So many times in our lives when we go through hard times or we're in a broken situation, we cry out to God, help me, help me, help me. And we want immediate help. And if that were to happen, chances are you wouldn't give God the glory. There wouldn't be enough time. Maybe you're not in despair enough. Maybe you're not broken enough. And God knows that. See, God wants one thing, and that's for you to love him. And so sometimes he waits until there's no else to look except for up. And then when he delivers us, we have no one else to give the glory to except for Jesus. So Jesus decides to go back to Judea and raise Lazarus from the dead. Now, when he made that decision, his disciples were kind of freaking out. Like, what are you doing? You can't go back there. Last time you were there, they tried to kill you. So Jesus has a decision to make. Do I go back and sacrifice my life for Lazarus? Or do I save myself and let him die? He chooses to save and to have himself die. And that's what he did for us on the cross. It's the same thing. He chose himself to suffer and to die on that cross so that you and I and all who accept him shall live. And that's why this story of Lazarus raising from the dead is so huge, because it shows them that he's a personal God who loves us, who cares for us, who feels for us and with us, who chose to save us by himself being sacrificed. Now that's a Jesus that I want to follow.